You've been told your whole life that you're too quiet, too reserved, that you need to speak up more, network more, be more like them. And you believed it. You thought being an introvert was something you had to fix, a weakness you had to overcome. But while you were busy apologizing for who you are, something massive shifted. The world changed, and suddenly, the exact traits you were told to hide became the most valuable skills on the planet. Today, I'm going to show you why introverts are quietly dominating every industry, what advantage you have that extroverts don't, and exactly how to leverage your introversion before everyone else figures it out. Let's go. Here's what's actually happening right now. The economy has fundamentally changed, and almost nobody is talking about it. For decades, success meant being the loudest person in the room, the best networker, the most charismatic, the one who could work a room and shake 100 hands and make everyone remember their name. Extroverts owned the world. They got the promotions, they built the businesses, they had the social capital that translated into real capital. And you watched from the sidelines, thinking you were playing a game you could never win. But then the internet happened, remote work happened, the creator economy happened, AI happened, and overnight, the rules completely changed. Success is no longer about who can talk the loudest in a meeting. It's about who can think the deepest, who can create the best content, who can build systems that scale, who can communicate in writing better than in person. And suddenly, every single advantage belongs to you. The introvert who can sit alone for hours and go deep on a problem. The introvert who can write one essay that reaches 1 million people instead of having one conversation with 10. The introvert who can build automated systems instead of relying on constant networking. The world has shifted in your favor, and most people haven't even noticed yet. But here's the problem. You still don't see it as an advantage. You're still trying to force yourself to be more extroverted, still pushing yourself to network more, speak up more, show up to more events. Still believing that success looks like their version, not yours. And while you're busy trying to be them, you're ignoring the superpower you've had all along. Let me show you what that superpower actually is. Introverts have something extroverts struggle with, the ability to be alone with their thoughts without going insane. You can sit in a room by yourself for 8 hours and work on something meaningful. That's not torture for you, that's your natural state. And in a world where deep work is becoming the most valuable skill, where everyone else is addicted to distraction and constant stimulation, your ability to focus is worth everything. While extroverts need people around them to feel energized, you generate energy from solitude. You think better alone. You create better alone. You solve problems better alone. That used to be seen as antisocial. Now it's the exact skill that builds million-dollar businesses. But there's more. Introverts are better at written communication. You've spent your whole life expressing yourself through text instead of speech. You've learned to craft your words carefully, to think before you respond, to communicate with precision. And guess what the internet runs on? Writing. Every tweet, every email, every post, every video script. The people who can write well control the conversation. You've been training for this your entire life without even knowing it. Introverts are also better at building systems. Because you don't want to rely on constant social interaction to make money, you're forced to create leverage. Automated income, scalable products, systems that work without you having to show up and perform every single day. Extroverts build their success on relationships and presence. You build yours on systems and creativity. And systems scale infinitely. Relationships don't. And here's the biggest advantage: introverts are better at depth. While extroverts are scanning the room for the next conversation, you're going deep on ideas. You're connecting dots other people miss. You're developing expertise that actually matters. In a world drowning in surface-level content and shallow networking, depth is the rarest and most valuable thing you can offer. So why aren't you dominating yet? If you have all these advantages, why do you still feel behind? Because you're still playing by their rules. You're still judging yourself by extroverted standards. You're still thinking success means being visible, loud, and constantly on. But that's not your path. and trying to force it is why you're exhausted. Here's what you need to do instead. First, stop apologizing for your introversion. Stop seeing it as something to overcome. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. It's the exact trait that's going to make you successful if you lean into it instead of fighting it. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I should be more social or I should network more, ask yourself, says who? Based on what? Is that actually true in the world we live in now? Second, double down on written communication. If you're not already building a skill in writing, start now. Learn to write emails that convert, posts that resonate, scripts that engage. Because written communication is how you scale your voice without draining your energy. You don't need to be on stage. You don't need to work the room. You need to write one thing that spreads to thousands of people while you sleep. Third, build systems instead of networks. Stop trying to meet everyone. Start building things that work without you. Create content that generates leads. Build products that sell themselves. Develop skills that compound. Extroverts climb by knowing people. You climb by building things, and things last longer than relationships. Fourth, embrace depth over breadth. Stop trying to be everywhere. Stop spreading yourself thin across 100 shallow connections and surface-level projects. Go deep on one thing. Become the best at something specific. Build real expertise that nobody can replicate by just being charismatic. The world doesn't need another generalist with good social skills. It needs specialists who actually know what they're talking about. And developing that level of knowledge requires exactly what you're good at: time alone, thinking deeply. Fifth, use your listening as a weapon. Introverts are better listeners. You actually pay attention. You notice what other people miss. You understand what people need because you're not just waiting for your turn to talk. In business, in relationships, in everything, the person who listens best wins. Because they understand the game everyone else is too busy talking to see. Sixth, reframe your energy management. You've been taught that needing alone time makes you weak, that needing to recharge after social interaction is a problem. But it's not. It's just your operating system. And once you stop fighting it and start designing your life around it, everything gets easier. Build a career that doesn't require you to be on all day. Create income streams that don't drain you. Schedule your life so you have the solitude you need to function at your best. Stop trying to survive in an extroverted world. Build an introverted world that works for you. And here's what happens when you actually do this. You stop feeling like you're failing at someone else's game, because you realize you're playing a completely different game. One that you're actually built to win. You start building things that matter. Not because you forced yourself to network your way to the top, but because you created something valuable and let it speak for itself. You stop burning out from trying to be someone you're not, and you start thriving by being exactly who you are. And the crazy part? People start noticing. Not because you became louder, but because what you built became undeniable. The most successful people in the next decade are going to be introverts. The writers, the system builders, the deep thinkers, the people who can sit alone and create things that scale. Because that's what the new economy rewards. Not who you know, not how charismatic you are, but what you can create and how well you can communicate it. And you already have those skills. You've been building them your entire life while thinking they didn't matter. They matter now more than ever. So stop trying to fix your introversion. Stop apologizing for needing space. Stop forcing yourself into networking events that drain you. Start leveraging the advantage you've had all along. The world shifted, and it shifted in your favor. The question is, are you going to see it before it's too late? Before everyone else figures out that the introverts were right all along. Right now, you have a window. A moment where you can build something massive while everyone else is still stuck in the old way of thinking. But that window won't last forever. Eventually, everyone will realize that deep work beats shallow networking, that systems beat social capital, that one great piece of writing beats 100 mediocre conversations. And when that happens, your advantage disappears. because everyone will be trying to do what comes naturally to you. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one thing you're going to build this month. One system, one piece of content, one skill that plays to your strengths instead of forcing you to copy extroverts. And build it in silence. Build it alone. Build it the way only an introvert can, because that's how you win now, not by being louder, but by going deeper than anyone else is willing to go. The age of the introvert is here, and you're either going to claim your spot or watch someone else take it. Your entire life you thought being quiet was holding you back, but it turns out it was just preparing you for the moment when quiet became powerful. That moment is now. Don't waste it trying to be someone else. Use it. Before everyone else figures out what you already know. The future belongs to the people who can think, and you've been thinking this whole time. Now go build something with it. Retry,